fellow viewers. Welcome to another edition of this program. Welcome to Abntv newspaper review. Here with me this morning, I have the Punch and the Nation newspaper. And the first headline of the Punch, we have the dollar supply rises by 180% as banks sell 440 M. Federal government state debt near 107 trillion naira fall rises loans. Tinubu, Obasanjo, world leaders mourn Namibian president. Fundraising for ransom persists Ekiti people's families pay 15 million naira. Power generation crashes to 59 MW as ground collapse again. NSCDC trains vigilantes to secure 821,000 vulnerable schools. 10 hospitalized as police court groups clashes in Lagos schools. Now the full in details. Fundraising for ransom passes Ekiti people's family pays 15 million naira. Despite warning by the federal government against crowdfunding for ransom, the practice has continued to gain ground, with the abductees and their family raising funds from relatives, friends, and social media to secure the release of the kidnapped victims. Families of the abductees told the Punch on Sunday that they disregarded the government, warning because they fear the victims might be killed or harmed if they fail to pay the ransom. In Ekiti State, pupils and teachers of Apostolic Faith groups of school, Emira Ekiti, who were abducted last week, regained their freedom in the early hours of Sunday. Some parents and other relatives of the victims who spoke to the Punch said the kidnapper freed the abductees after collecting 15 million and other items, including fried rice, malt drinks, energy drinks, and cigarettes. Although the professor of the schools, Gabriel Adesanya, confirmed to one of the correspondents that a ransom was paid and did not specify the actual amount paid. In reaction to the woes of the abduction in Abuja, Kaduna, Lagos, and many other states, the Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badaru, had a few weeks ago warned relatives of kidnapped victims against engaging in crowdfunding and paying ransom to kidnappers. Fundraising for ransom persists Ekiti people's family pay 15 million naira. The full detail of this story is in page 2 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Police nabbed 2 for conveying 70 cartons of expired drugs. Operatives from the Olokwala Divisional Police Headquarters on Saturday arrested 2 men after intercepting of Volkswagen LT bus at the Afro-Median area alleged to be confining some cartons of expiring drugs. Punch Metro gathered that 70 cartons of freed fine separate complex, all with 2016 as the expiring date, were found inside the bus. This was confirmed in a statement made on X, formerly Twitter, by the Lagos Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Aduyi on his X page on Sunday. The statements confirmed that the 2 occupants of the vehicles, Augusti, age 60, and Innocent, age 35, confessed to their crimes and said they were taking the expiring dates to somebody in Alaba who would print a new expiring date and thereafter proceed with the drugs to Port Harcourt, Rivers State, to be exchanged for money. Police nabbed 2 for conveying 70 cartons of expiring drugs. The full detail of this story is in page 4 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. NDLEA nabbed driver 6 Ghana loud link to Barham. Operative of National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested a driver and intercepted large consignments of Ghanaian load smuggling into Lagos in 2 trucks and a Jersey's bus with a total weight of 14,424.8 kilograms. The NDLEA Director, Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. He noted that the 3 vehicles containing jumbo bags of the prosecuted substances were traded and intercepted at the Ojuelegba area of Lagos in the early hours of Sunday, January 28th. The statements read, in this process of blocking the vehicles, 2 of the drivers jumped off on emotion, while the 3rd driver, 66-years-old Nasuma Juma, also known as Temo, was arrested in the last 3 years. NDLEA operatives have seized several shipments of the same psychoactive substances worth billions of naira linked to tenor. NDLEA naps driver sees Ghanaian loud link to barrier. The full detail of this story is in page 5 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. NSCDC trains vigilantes to secure 821,000 vulnerable schools. In a bid to secure schools and school children, the National Safe School Response Coordination Center at the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps and vigilantes and teachers from survey 821,000 primary and secondary schools across this country will be trained on security. The NSSRCC, which was established by the federal government, started with the responsibility of coordinating safety and security response against violence on schools and host communities. Personnel of the NSCDC and other for proper engagements largely centers on prevention and protection. NSCDC trains vigilantes to secure 821,000 vulnerable schools. The full details of the story is in page 7 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here was taken by Buhari. Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project has called on President Bola Tinubu to probe the whereabouts of 3.4 billion naira loans obtained in 2020 by the administration of former President Muhammad Buhari from the International Monetary Fund. She urged Tinubu to direct the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, an appropriate anti-corruption agency to properly probe the allegation that IMF loan is missing, defected or unaccounted for. According to Sherrod, the 2020 annual audited report, published last week by the Auditor General of the Federation, document damning revelations, including that there was no document to show the movement and the spending of the IMF loan. In a letter, the Auditor General was alleged to have declared that no information or documents were provided to justify the movement and spending of the funds of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. FSCS-NECA sue for industrial harmony. The Federal Civil Service Commission and the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association have called on employees, and the government to be more innovative in deploying out-of-the-box ideas. In a statement on Sunday, the chairman of FC, Mr. Adewale Smart Oyerinde, on a contested visit. The Punch had reported that President Bola Tinubu in October approved the appointment of Professor Tunju Olaopa as chairman of the Federal Civil Service Commission. He also appointed 11 others, said that the move was critical success factors in meeting the aspirations of the Renew Hope agenda of the President Bola Tinubu. The FCSC-NEAC sued for industrial harmony. The full detail of this story is in page 13 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Ekiti people kidnappers insist on fried rice energy drinks beside 15 million ransom. Parents of 5 adopted pupils of Apostolic Faith Group of School, Emiro Ekiti, on Sunday said they went through a tedious journey before 15 million ransom. Apart from the ransom, the kidnapper insisted on collecting fried rice energy drinks and cigarettes. The school proprietor Gabriel Adesanya sold the point that the driver was killed. According to him, the corpse of the driver who was kidnapped alongside the pupils and staff members of the school has yet to be found. He said, the corpse of the driver has not been found yet. The freed kidnapped victim said he was killed between yesterday and this morning. We cannot trace the body of the moment since we do not know the location where they were kept. We have discussed with the police whether we can recover it. When contacted, one of the parents of the kidnapped victims, Adebisi Jegede, confirmed that a ransom was paid to the kidnappers. He said, a ransom was paid to the kidnappers and the money raised was around the 15 million they demanded. I was not the one that counted the money, but it was around the amount. Ekiti people kidnappers insist on fried rice energy drinks beside 15 million ransom. The full detail of the story is in page 25 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Power generation crashes to 59 MW as crowd collapse again. Power generation on national grid crashed to 59.9 megawatts around 12 p.m. on Sunday as the country grid witnessed a nationwide collapse. Data obtained from the Federal Ministry of Power showed that electricity generation that grew from 2,668.75 MW at 11 a.m. to 59.9 MW by 12 noon on Sunday, as power distributors lost supply from the grid. This led to widespread blackouts across the country, as power distribution companies blame it on the collapse of the grid managed by the Transmission Companies of Nigeria, an agency of the federal government. Power generation crashes to 59 MW as grid collapse again. The full detail of the story is in page 29 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Federal government state debt near 107 trillion naira. Fall rises loans. Nigeria total drops federal government and state loans may hit at least 107.38 trillion soon following the approval of fresh borrowing for the federal government and new securitization of the central banks of Nigeria 7.3 trillion waste and means advances. These are the sellings as of December 23 of federal government 2022 to 2024 borrowing plan. According to Tinubu, the Federal Executive Council under the former President Muhammad Buhari approved the loan facility on March 15, 2023 to finance infrastructural, health, education, agriculture, insecurity, and other sectors. While asking for the approval, if the foreign loans was necessary to bridge the final century, the President said the Senate is invited to note that following the removal of the fuel subsidy, its impact on the economy. The full detail of the story is in page 30 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Lastly, with me in the Nigerian trading activities in the past week ended on positive notes with investors gaining about 1.12 trillion naira. Companies begin to reel out their financials. Both the Nigeria Exchange All Shares Index and market capitalization appreciated by 1.97% and 2% to close the week as 104,057.16 trillion naira, respectively. Despite recording 2 days of British trading, which resulted in a combined loss of 1.93 billion naira, investors reacted strongly to early feelers of annual reports, which led to highlighting the markets passed the 104,000 naira threshold. Early season drives inclusive market to 1 trillion weekly gain. The full details of this story is in page 33 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Before we come back to the next paper, if you'd like to watch us on network/TV on our social media, if you'd like to like us and share us, we have the Facebook Abntv Osun. On our YouTube, we have the Abntv Nigeria. You can share us and like us and subscribe to all our websites and click us to our websites. Let's go and listen to what we have for you in our studio before we come back to another edition of this program.
Discover the uniqueness in the entertainment industry. African Broadcasting Network (ABN) is now the pace setter in the industry. Do you want to advertise your product and services? Count on us. We will do it much more than your expectations. African Broadcasting Network (ABN) will deliver quick a specific field of office. Our environment is so conducive and we are open to all. We also give advice on how to run your business profitably. African Broadcasting Network is situated at
9894 Eastern Street, Suite 875, Houston, Texas 77036.
Contact phone 281-652-8396 and
832-490-8203.
Website www.abntvnetwork.com. ABN, celebrating Africans' rich cultural heritage.
Welcome back, and I hope you enjoy what we have for you. So another edition of the program, here with me in the Nation newspaper. How kidnapper explores financial system loopholes. How Ekiti Obas were killed by attack survivor Alara. Oke Asod Ayetiwat, I'm gunning for APC tickets. Ministry friends disagree on case of failure. Minister infracting meetings. Now the food in details. Electricity supply, which became unstable since the beginning of January across the country, took a getting zero allocation. Those who got were given a passive supply which could do little or nothing for their consumers. Homes and businesses were thrown into a blackout. As of 4:05 p.m. yesterday, electricity megawatts available to the national grid dropped by 84.8% in less than 4.5 hours. The grid had 2,658.75 MW at 11 a.m. by 4:05 p.m. has dropped to only 405 MW, with some of the discos getting 0 MW. 0 megawatts to discos, critics, homes, businesses. The full details of this story is in page 2 of the Nigerian Nation newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian newspaper Nations. Driver shot dead, body burnt before abducted Ekiti peoples. Kidnappers shot Taye Rasaki, the drivers of the Apostolic Faith Group schools in Ekiti State, in the presence of the abducted children. A parent said yesterday the abducted set his body ambulance. The parents said the children and the teachers were freed about after 15 million naira. Food, Ramadan milk, and all drugs were handed over to their members' home as Ekporo and with 9 each of them, but later reduced it to 15 million naira for all of them. Driver shot dead, body burnt before abducted Ekiti peoples. The full details of the story is in page 8 of the Nigerian Nation newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Nation newspaper. As Yobe State Governor Bokar Abu Ibrahim dies at 73 in Saudi Arabia. Former Yobe State Governor Bokar Abu Ibrahim is dead. Yobe State Governor Mai Mulid Bunin and a close family member yesterday confirmed the death of the ex-governor in Saudi Arabia after a protracted illness. He was 73. The former governor, who was born as Gori Gujiba in the old Borno State in October 1915, was a 2-time senator for Yobe State. He was Yobe State Governor from May 29, 1999 to May 29, 2007, and from January 1992 to November 1993. Amines Nigeria yesterday mourned the East-Wide governor and senator. Reacting to Ibrahim's death, a statement by his special advisor on media and possibility, Ajuri, read President Bola Tinubu has received the news of the passing of Senator Bokar Abba Ibrahim, former governors of Yobe State, and senator representing Yobe East, with immense grief. Of the Nigerian Nation newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian newspaper. Presidency knocks Atiku over criticizing of governor economic policy. The presidency yesterday fired a server as former Vice President Atiku Abubakar for his latest criticize on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu economic policies. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Olanuga, the presidency decries Atiku as an hypocrite who has resorted to attacking government economic strategies without providing any alternatives. Olanuga was reacting to Atiku's tweet, in which he criticized that Tinubu administration handling of the economy. In the tweet posted on his verified X handle, the ex-VP described the administration renewed hope agenda as Dakshin's hope, creating pains and causing disappear. But Onanuga lashes out of the former vice president, saying he has been offering pedestrian and uninformed interventions on national economy. The statements read the Tinubu administration has so far taken the step it has taken to revive an economy that had been through Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) led Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) missed later this month, domestic and international watchers have predicted. The MMPC stated that for February 26 and 27, 2024, will, among other things, discuss the way out of the inflation spike, exchange rate and depreciation, and injection of credit into key segments of the economy are expected to top to the meeting agenda. Expected at next month's meetings are members of the Committee of Governance led by the CBN Governor Olayemi Kandusu, Deputy Governor Corporate Service Directorate Dr. Bala Bello, Deputy Governor Economic Policy Directorate Mr. Mohammed Sani, and economist and managing director financial derivatives company limited Bashir Rawan said all eyes were on the APC to rise rates for naira corrections. All eyes is on MPC to strengthen naira's corrections. The full detail of this story is on page 15 of the Nigerian Punch Nation newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Nation newspaper. Jimo Frightener in Ondo APC forges ahead. His campaign train is electrifying on board a party loyalty, trusted, buzzword dedicated to the continuation of good governance imposed Akeredolu era. There is a defense going on in Ondo State. The question is who can lead the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) to victory during the November governorship elections. His campaign train rolled into cells. Jimo Ibrahim, the assured hands, is elected as governor. I am here with a message of hope that our beloved state with development across sectors through present largest sums in the central district. To many party citizens, Ibrahim is a promised candidate embodies essential qualities for visionary leaders. Jimo Frightener in Ondo APC forges ahead. The full story is in page 22 of Nigeria Nation newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigeria Nation newspaper. I've told Aida to I'm running for APC ticket says, okay. A governorship parent in the All Progressive Congress APC in Ondo State, Chief Olushola, okay, has said he was told Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa that is a running for the APC ticket. He declared that 2024 was appointed by God for him to emerge as governor. This year's election will be the first time Oke will be making attempts to govern the state. In 2022, Chief Oke was a candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in 2016. He led the PDP to contest on the platform of the Alliance for Democracy (ADP), and in 2020 his services. He, however, said he would not defeat from the APC if he lost the primary elections. I have told Aiyedatiwa I'm running. Lastly, with me in the Nigerian Nation newspaper, Tinubu needs support not to criticize Aweyale instead Kuku as Ogbeni Oja of Ijuba, Ondo. A chieftain of All Progressive Congress (APC) in Osun State, Olatunbosi Oyinsiloye, has urged Nigeria to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the fight against insecurity. He said they should stop the negative criticism that could distract him. Oyinsiloye said the rate of insecurity in the country was becoming alarming, adding that developments called for sober reflections. He said this is a period Nigeria needs to rally around the president and his administration to find solutions to security challenges facing the country. Oyinsiloye, a former member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council (PCC), who condemned the recent killings, banditry, tourism, kidnapping and others by monitor of underworld across the country, said there was no doubt that the president was doing everything possible to restore peace to the country. Tinubu needs support, not criticizing. The full detail of the story is in page 27 of the Nigerian Nation newspaper. That's what we have for you in this news edition of the newspaper review. And if you like to like us on our website and click us, you can click www.abntvnetwork.com/TV on our website www.abntvnetwork.com/TV. on our social media on Facebook. You can like us on our Facebook, Abntv Osun, on our YouTube, Abntv Nigeria, on our Twitter we are Abntv Osun, and on our Instagram we have the Abntv Nigeria. You can like and share us on our website, like us on our social media. That's what we have for you on the newspaper. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching for us. My name once again is Kenny Afolabi. Bye for now and thanks for listening to us.
Well said, well said.